So I have just got off the boat and I've had actually a relatively good time. Better than I was expecting, and I really like the sleeping arrangements. I don't know if I mentioned, but I was really worried about having to sleep A on a top bunk and B with a random person I didn't know, because there was only supposed to be like 3 single beds and the rest were doubles. But luckily they got the solo travellers on first and I was the first one on, thank God, and I got a bottom bunk and a single bed, so that was perfect. And I slept great both nights. I think some people struggled the first night, but I absolutely was fine. Anyway, I've come to the hostel. Check-in wasn't till 3, but I showed them the email about my ankle injury, and actually there was a room available already, so they've let me in. I'm very hot and sweaty and red because I've just been walking, not because I'm burnt, because actually what I thought was burn has turned into tan, so it's absolutely fine. So I don't have a burn anywhere other than slightly on my right knee. Anyway, I've now come into a room. I'm in the same block as I was last time, but slightly nicer. There's no one here at the moment, so I've managed to bag my favourite bunk. Well, I did want this one, but it's got a stain on it, so I didn't really want to sit on the stain, even though it's probably fine. So same as upstairs rather, but it's got this luggage area, and then, oh, that's a shame, there's no hooks. I really like that they had hooks here for the toilet, but anyway, that's fine. And then the same sort of shower, bathroom situation, and a little extra kitchen area. So yeah, I'm very happy, very pleased. Well, really enjoyed my time here. I think what I'm gonna do is have a quick shower and get like proper soapy, because we weren't allowed to use any soap on the boat and it was only a 60-second shower, so I feel a little bit dirty still. I'll put some clean clothes on and then I'm going to do a wash. I've got like loads of sandy things now, so I just want to get them all clean and sorted. I'm just unpacking my bag. I took way too much stuff, so I will definitely write up a post on what to take and what not to take, because I barely used anything. But I was actually a little bit annoyed. So he said last night that there was going to be a low tide this morning, which is fine. So he would either have to drop us back at the sea ferry area at 6:30 or at 12:30. Now the boat was supposed to finish at 10:30. So realistically, actually, it probably should have been the 12:30 one to get our money's worth, especially because we set off like an hour late as well. But of course that wasn't the case. And then when we arrived, when he was telling us this, he was like, but you'll be able to stay on the boat the whole time. But when we arrived, he was like, you need to leave in 45 minutes. So we all had to be off the boat by like 7:30, which I just think is a bit cheeky, because realistically, like, we were paid to be on there from 10:30 till 10:30, and it's sold as like a 3-day 2-night trip, and it only ended up being like less than 2 days 2 nights. So that was a little bit annoying, but hey ho, what can you do? It's done now and we're back off the boat and on dry land. I am feeling so much better. Oh, maybe I have burnt that a little bit. But anyway, I'm feeling so much better after a little hot shower. I've wet my hair just to rinse out all the sea salt and sand, but I haven't washed it because I'm going to wash it tonight before we go out. I've put on some new clothes, which feels nice. So this is one of the cover-ups I bought from Amazon before I left. I've got my low-cut swimming costume on and a pair of shorts, just because my legs have been rubbing a little bit. So we want to be comfy, so I've got this big bag of washing now. I'm going to do a wash and then come back, get some sun cream on, repack my luggage because it's all a mess because it's been in like 3 separate bags recently. And then hopefully the wash will be nearly ready to dry. I'll put it to dry while I chill by the swimming pool and then go out and enjoy the rest of the day in Airlie Beach. When I checked in, they said that this was the biggest hostel on the East Coast, which to only have 3 washing machines and 3 dryers isn't very much. They do each do like a double wash, but still. So I've just gone to collect my washing from the dryer, and I'm a little bit annoyed because when I washed all my stuff in Cairns and Gilligan's, it was all completely dry, and I washed all like the heavy stuff, so like all my thick travel clothes, my jacket, everything that was thick basically. Here I've washed all my summer clothes and they're all still damp, so I'm gonna have to figure out ways to dry them. It's very annoying because I've paid more, like quite a lot of money for it, and yeah, I'm now gonna have to work out where I can put them. Okay, it's now almost 11 o'clock. I have hung my washing out the best I can. Oh, it's like all over my bed, so my bed's probably going to be a bit damp when I get back, which is annoying. But like, I don't want to take over like the rest of the space because I don't know who's coming back to stay here tonight. So yeah, I'm going to have to leave it like that. I've packed my day bag. I'm going to go and walk around Airlie Beach and then go to the lagoon and the boardwalk. I was going to go up Honey Eater Lookout, but I've been told it's really, really tricky, and you need walking shoes, and I really can't bother to put walking shoes on, so I'm going in like swim loungewear instead. Let's go! As I was leaving, I met up with a couple of girls in the reception who were on my boat. They were still waiting to check in, so I asked them to come back to my room because I haven't got it by myself still at the moment. Freshen up, put some sun cream on, get changed, and then we've all come out for lunch, which is nice. They are currently sunbathing, which I'm kind of over sunbathing at the moment, but also I want to like walk around and explore. Look at how cool this playground looks. I mean, I can't imagine that the metal slide would be very good in this heat, but it looks cool at the top with the little climbing area. So I've come for a little bit of a walk. I've come to the end of the coastline of Airlie Beach, and actually it's a private sailing club, the Whitsunday Sailing Club. I asked the receptionist how I could get to this really pretty part, and she said it's all private, but she was happy for me to come and take some pictures. So this is where we are. It's very pretty. There's loads of like fancy boats here, and the water is just beautiful. The girls are just lying there behind that blue umbrella with my bag, so I hope they're still there anyway. Right, I best go back. Oh, this spot is really annoying me. My skin did not like the water on the boats, or the fact that I didn't have my proper face wash. But I'm now heading back. I did say I would be about 10 minutes, and I've probably already been about 10 minutes. But it took me a little bit longer to get here because I thought you could literally just like walk up here, but you had to kind of go up and around. But anyway, I'm glad I did because it's absolutely beautiful. Like, look at this view right now. I really did want to do the Honey Eater Lookout point, but actually it's a 2.5 hour round trip, and that's a normal speed. I walk a lot slower, and I think if you're going to do it, you need to do it like first thing in the morning or last thing at night, just because it's so hot here. I mean, it's 28 degrees currently with the wind, but the UV is like 10, someone said. So literally my skin feels like it's on fire, and I've put on so much sun cream. It's looking a little bit red in my sunglasses, but when I take my sunglasses off, it's looking okay at the moment. So I'm kind of hoping it stays that way, but yeah, you never know. The other girls said that they were going to go down to the other beach, and I'm not feeling the beach. A, I'd like to like swim and stuff, but B, I don't really want to get sandy again because I've had a shower and washed all my clothes. So I'd prefer them not to get sandy again. So I think instead I'm going to head down the Esplanade and to the lagoon and then do a few more shops, which is what I had on my list anyway. I feel like we've done beaches, we've seen beautiful beaches. I don't need to see any more here just yet. So yeah, I might say my goodbyes. I'm seeing them again this evening. We're all going for a meal, a quiz, and then there's like an after party at Paddy's. I think it's called Paddy's. Which I'll see how I feel at the time. I can't get over how picturesque it is. Look at like the bright blue skies and the clouds. It's so pretty. The weather is beautiful, it's just very hot. And I have to say we got very lucky with the boat weather. It wasn't too windy at all. It rained the first night, which was a little bit annoying, but it was fine. And then it rained the second morning, but I actually quite liked it because it was really refreshing. And then we went snorkeling in it, so it didn't make too much of a difference other than making the water a little bit murkier, but that's not the end of the world. So yeah, it was nice. And then last night was great because it was lovely weather, so we went to a little beach, docked there for the night. People played beach ball, volleyball, we had a barbecue, we had pasta and garlic bread, so it was perfect. But anyway, I've just got to Airlie Beach Lagoon and look at this. Isn't that amazing? These pools are so beautiful and lovely. I feel like you don't need a swimming pool. Obviously it would be nice, but all the like villages and towns seem to have these. Airlie Beach, and Airlie Beach itself is actually quite small. The other two beaches are much bigger, but next to Airlie Beach is the lagoon, and I've just had a beautiful 1 hour swim there. For those interested, the lagoons that I've been to, and I've been to 3 now in Australia, they are sea salt water, but not as strong as the sea. They are relatively warm, they're beautiful and pristine. The one thing I feel like it's missing is sunbeds. You just have to like lie flat. So the one in Cairns had like decking, and the one here is grass, so it is a little bit muddy when it's been wet, but it's not the end of the world. There's so many public toilets everywhere that are all clean. There's so much like water refill stations. It's just a beautiful place to be. But yeah, I've been swimming, I've had the most amazing time. It's been very relaxing, very blissful. I'm now just walking around in my towel, waiting for it to dry a little bit because I've got nowhere at the room to put it, because obviously all my clothes are drying there. So once I'm dried off a little bit, I'm then going to go, I've walked up the boardwalk all the way back to the ferry terminal again, and now I'm going to walk the opposite way to go through the shops. I'm just walking down Airlie Beach, like the shopping area, and it's not very big, to be honest. I've nearly finished it. So I've walked all the way down to the other beach, which is actually where the Greyhound bus stop was, I think, somewhere around here. And then Mulligan's sports bar is here, and I'm sure that's where our after party is. Or is it Paddy's? I can't remember. But I just find it so funny walking past restaurants that I know from the UK. So there's like a Domino's here, but it looks so much more fun and summery and inviting here. I'm really hoping I have like a street like this in Brisbane. I'm sure I will, but somewhere similar like this, because they've got a hair place, which I don't necessarily need my hair doing, but would be nice. But they've got a couple of nail places, and my nails are now 2 weeks old. In fact, 2 weeks and 1 day, and they're just getting to the point where they're growing out, so my hair's getting stuck, like at the thickness part. Like they're all perfect otherwise, but my hair's going to start pulling them off soon. I've gone for a different ice cream flavour. I've gone for chocolate orange ripple, and it was delicious. I got a taste and very much enjoyed. It's now nearly 4 o'clock, and I've just got back to the hostel room, and still nobody else has checked in, which is really nice that I have the space to myself, especially after being in like quite a tight quarters for the last few days. But at the same time, I hope no one arrives like in the middle of the night, because that would suck. So I've just been to the shop because my next destination is Mackay or Mackie. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I've been saying Mackay, but then one of the Australians said Mackie, so I don't know. But I have a 2 hour bus drive there, then I have 2 nights and 3 days there, and then I have a night bus for 15 hours, which is going to be interesting, I know. I can't say I'm looking forward to it, but it does mean 3 nights of accommodation because it's on the bus that I'll be sleeping. But because of that, there's not much to do around Mackay itself. So I've picked up a few snacks and things to take with me, and I'm just hoping it doesn't melt because it is boiling down. It's gonna say it's boiling, but I'm watching rain come down. Is it rain? Oh, it's from the aircon. It's like condensation coming from the aircon unit. Fair. So what I've got is I've got 6 cans of Coke. I'm gonna have one now because I've not had any Coke all day today, which is very unusual for me at home, let alone when I'm on holiday. I've got some crisps. I've got some Tim Tams. I've tried the plain ones, which just taste like penguins. These ones are chewy caramel, so I'm interested to see what these taste like. And then I thought, in case there's no like food that I like at where we stop for the meal break, I've got a couple of sachets to put hot water in. So I've got a mac and cheese and a carbonara. They were both really cheap, like £2 each. So they will do for a meal if I'm struggling. I did not realise how rough I was looking. I am not burnt, I'm just red because I've been walking around and sweating like mad. I did have an ice cream which cooled me down a little bit, but not quite enough. So I'm gonna have some snacks and then I'm gonna get ready, I think. I need to wash my hair really well. I want to put like after sun all over, and then I think I'm gonna do my makeup for the first time in Australia. I know it's probably gonna melt off and I'm gonna look a state, but I think just because of these spots especially, I think it'll make it a little bit nicer to look at. Well and truly spread out. I've got my clothes from today drying over here. I've got my bag over there with my snacks. I've got the rest of my laundry over here. I'm kind of hoping no one moves in, but I think that's going to be very, very unlikely. But anywho, I am now showered. I've washed my hair. I am feeling so much better. I have no more sand, no more sea. And I'm going to have a very chilled couple of hours getting ready for tonight. I've done my makeup and got dressed. It was nice to have a little bit of quiet to myself, but 2 extra girls have now arrived. They're friends and travelling with each other, so they've taken the other bunk, and I've had to like move all my washing to my side, which is fine, obviously, but I just wish it was dry. It's very annoying that it's not dry. I've still got my hair to do, but I'm going to let it dry a little bit. And then one girl's in the shower, one girl's outside on the phone. I do need the toilet, so I'll go to the toilet when she's finished in the shower, and then do my hair, and hopefully by that point some of the clothes are dry and I can put them away in my suitcase. Otherwise they're just going to have to sit on my bed because I don't want to leave it on the top bunk in case someone else arrives as well. But yeah, that's kind of the plan at the moment. I am now ready to go. I was going to put my hair in plaits so that it's curly for tomorrow, but one of my nails is like lifting up at the edge and it keeps catching the hair, which is very annoying. So it looked a bit messy, which is fine to sleep in, so I'll probably do it when I get back, but not so fine to be messy when I go out, so that's a shame. Anyway, one of my girls from the boat is going to come round past my room on her way to the restaurant, so we're going to go in together, which is nice. I always worry about going into group situations by myself. Yeah, it actually feels really nice to have a little bit of makeup on, and it's not too hot, so I don't think I'm going to sweat it off, which is good. So we've just finished the meal. And the food was actually really nice, but it was very busy and chaotic there. It was more like a bar than a restaurant. And then they had a trivia night. So we did like a teen quiz. There was one girl that was very competitive, and I don't think she likes me very much. She kept giving me like death threats with her eyes, but anywho. And then we kind of joined forces with the other 2 teams from our boat. So we're one giant team and we still didn't come in the top 10. So we must have done very badly, even though I thought we were doing quite well. But anyway, I'm now walking back to the room. I'm desperate for the toilet, so I'm hoping the bathroom's free. Otherwise I'm in trouble. I'm just waiting outside my room for the bathroom to be free because the girls are already in there getting ready. But I was just looking at the price of the boat that I went on, which is Spank Me, and the other boat that's come out this year that is much posher, much newer and much nicer with separate bedrooms for everyone. And shockingly the price difference is £20. So mine was £320 and that one is £340 for the same dates when I've looked in the future. So I'm really shocked because I thought mine would have been like a budget version. So yeah, that's a bit disappointing. So today I was going to say I was up bright and early, but actually I've managed to have a lie-in because the last 2 days I've been up at 5:30 and today I got up at 7, which feels much nicer. But we've been watching the sunrise on the boat. So yeah, I had a little bit of a lie-in today. I've got ready, but I've not put sun cream on, which may be a mistake, but I'm hoping not. Like I said, it's 7 o'clock I'm just about to walk to my pickup point and I'm heading to my Scenic Flight. So my Scenic Flight is like the second thing I was looking forward to on this trip. Obviously I'm looking forward to most of it, but first one was Whithaven Beach Lookout, and the second one was my Scenic Flight. So my Scenic Flight is flying over basically where we sailed, over the Great Barrier Reef, and especially over Heart Island, which is a beautiful island. It looks like blue skies. There doesn't look to be any clouds in the sky, so I'm really, really hoping that this is a beautiful view and we get the best of it. But yeah, not put sun cream on because I'm going to be back by 10, and I really don't want to sit on a sweaty bus for 4 hours with sun cream on if I don't need to, and I don't think I'm going to need to. What I have done though is sprayed a bunch of insect repellent, because last night I got my first bites and I got like 12 bites and they're killing, especially the one on my toe. Anyway, I'm going to take some pictures and some videos, and this is going to be beautiful. Also, they sent an email yesterday and didn't mention sun cream. They did mention water, they mentioned sunglasses, and they mentioned cameras. I've also seen online it's recommended to bring a fan because apparently the plane gets very, very hot. So I've got like my little fan with me. So it's been a little bit stressful. We got on the bus, we set off like 5 minutes late because we were waiting for people to arrive and they never arrived. And then we got to the airport and we got a phone call saying that there was too much cloud in the sky, even though there's no cloud in the sky here. And it's been cancelled. My heart, I thought A, he was joking, and B, it just dropped, like absolutely gutted. And this is like the last day I can do it, and I was so tempted to ring yesterday to have it rescheduled for yesterday because it was nice weather again, but I thought, I looked at today and it was supposed to be beautiful, and it looks beautiful. Anyway, I've just called them like 3 times because I've run out of like money on my phone, so I've had to add an extra £10. I tried ringing from the hostel phone, but for some reason it wasn't ringing through. But I've managed to get in touch with them. The next flight is scheduled for 10 o'clock and it's currently going ahead. Pickup is at 9:05. It's currently like 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna pack and check out, because I was gonna pack and check out after I got back. I'm gonna pack and check out. I'm gonna leave my bags at the reception, and then it'll be almost pickup time. And I'm really, really hoping it goes ahead. They have said there's space on the 2:30 flight this afternoon, which I could also do, but I would need to change my bus. So my bus currently is at 12:15, but I would need to change it to the 5 o'clock bus. I think it's 5 o'clock or 5:30. If I was to do the later flight, and just pray, but I'm just praying that the cloud passes wherever they're looking at the cloud and the flight can go ahead, because I'm gonna be so gutted if I can't do it. Oh my gosh, I am so hot, but I have packed up all my stuff, I've checked out, put my luggage into storage. I did email them to see if they would be able to drop me off at the Greyhound bus stop because it's going to be tight, but they haven't replied. So I'm leaving it here, and then I'm going to get a taxi from here to the Greyhound bus stop instead of walking. My plan was to walk because it's all downhill, but I've not got time. Stress. We made it back to the airport and it looks like it's a go. we did it the opposite way because there was some rain over Whitehaven Beach, which was unusual, I thought. But yeah, the view at both places was fine, it was beautiful, but they proper go like this to turn and let you look, and oh my gosh, it made me feel so sick. I feel really pale, clammy, sicky. I was not doing well. I was glad to be landed when we did, but the landing was really, really rough. So it wasn't the best flight, I'm not gonna lie. The bus was full for some reason to transfer back, and I was like, well, I've got another bus to catch. And they said there'll be another bus in 5 minutes, but that bus was 10 minutes later. And then I was the last stop on the bus. So I've ended up getting a taxi down, which is a little bit annoying because it was very expensive because they had no Ubers available. So I've now made it, and for some reason I'm half an hour early. I don't know how that happened, but I did pre-order some food from the airport where the Scenic Flight set off, and I'm now feeling a little bit better, so I'm going to eat that because I've not had any breakfast, and it's been like almost 16 hours since I ate anything, so I'm wondering if that might be a reason for feeling a bit sick too.